So today and tomorrow, we are going to focus on these algebra reviews. So we talked about PEMDAS earlier, and we're going to keep practicing PEMDAS here for the first two questions. So over here, well, PEMDAS, right? So we will take care of the parentheses first. So 7 minus what? 25, right? 5 squared, 25. So PEMDAS, parentheses. So 7 minus 25 is negative 18. Okay, negative 18. It's possible that you might make a mistake, so make sure to double check your work. All right, now this is where students may make a mistake. What you should write is, what do you write here? 36 minus 10, right? Well, you should write 36 minus 10. But do you know what some students may think? A common mistake that I can share with you is that some students may write down. Can you see how those people think? Why would they write down minus 20, minus 10? Can you see it? Because they look at this, they're like, oh, negative 2, minus 18. So they didn't think about this as a multiplication. They thought it is a subtraction. So that will be a common mistake that I've seen in the past. So please make sure that you are reading it correctly. So the answer is 26. Very straightforward. Okay, very straightforward. PEMDAS. Okay, over here we have again parentheses, so that should catch your attention. So what's 77 divided by 11? That's 7, right? What's 7 times 12? 84, right? So now, should we simplify these two numbers? Why not? Yeah. Now, if you say, I'm going to go ahead and simplify 84 over 3, it's not wrong, but it's not smart. Because you are about to do subtraction of fractions and you really want a common denominator. And when they feed you with 2 of the same denominators, you're like, oh, thank you. You got to show gratitude. I hope you don't forget, or you did not forget, common denominator, it's required when you add or subtract fractions. Okay. All right, now, so far so good for 1 and 2? Yeah? Okay. All right, now, do you like fractions? Do you like fractions? How many of you do not like fractions? Raise your hand high. All right. So now, do not write this. I'm going to show you how you're going to do it and how you're going to hate it. Okay. So don't write this. So if I'm doing it properly, I would do this. I would say, you know, that's what you do. That's what you do. What's next? I want to keep n on the same side. So I got 1/3 n minus n, and then 1/6 plus 1. Okay. Oh, I need to add fractions together. And then you're going to do 3 over 3, right? Common denominator. And then 6 over 6, common denominator. Do you hate the math now? Do you hate it? It's ugly. So we need to ask a question. The question is, can we do, now this is nothing, there's nothing wrong over here. It's just ugly. But we can ask a question. Can we do this whole problem without doing fractions? Do you want to know how? I want you to know that you don't like fractions. That means the real thing that you hate is not the fraction, it's the denominator. You hate denominators. So your job would be to get rid of the denominators. How? Well, we have 2 denominators here. We have 3 and a 6. So to get rid of denominators, we need to multiply. So a good number to multiply here would be, because that would guarantee you to remove both denominators. But now, this is where things could become a little bit treacherous. So a trick here, it comes with a little technique that you need to exercise. So for 6, you've got to distribute, right? So you got 6n plus, in this case, 1/6 times 6 would be 1. Are we good on the right-hand side? Are we all good on the right-hand side? Good? Okay. Now, before you do the left-hand side, let me just slide in a very simple question. And I want you to answer this question, all right? It's very simple. All right, if I give you this number, this question right here, what's the answer? $24? Is it 24 or 48? 24, right? Because 3 times 4 is 12. 12 times 2 is 24, right? Should we distribute the 2? Why not? It's correct we don't, but why not? No, that's not the reason. Because we only distribute if they are adding or subtracting. And they're not. So therefore, there's no distribution right here. Are we good? So we just say, oh, just pure multiplication. Just go from left to right. All right? Make it simple. Left to right. Simple. Why am I saying this to you? Should we distribute a 6? It's tempting, but no, because we're just multiplying. Okay. So I understand some students may find this a little bit difficult to digest why we are not distributing. So you may want to write this down to prove yourself that you did not distribute right here. You will not distribute right here either. So you will have just 6 times 3, which 6 times 1/3 would be 2. Is this a much lovelier question to handle? You don't have fractions anymore, right? So we have 2n minus 6 and 6n plus 1. I'm going to give you 20 seconds to wrap this up, okay? 20 seconds. I don't usually, and I want you to know that you don't really have to put the variable on the left-hand side. What I like to do usually is to keep the coefficient, which is the number in front of the variable positive, usually. So in this case, I'm going to move the 2n to the other side, which will give us 4n. And then I got minus 7 on the left. So n is equal to -7/4. Is it much easier when we know how to get rid of fractions? So if you understand this, then let's look at number 4 together. Similar setting. Then we ask, hey, you like fractions? No. So what are we going to do if you don't like fractions? What are we going to do? Multiply by 10. All right. I'll give you 1 minute to handle this. Okay, so you multiply by 10 on both sides. And by the way, if you make a mistake, that's fine. Don't erase it, keep it there. Just do the new one on the side. We celebrate mistakes that's made here so that you will know how to prevent it in the future. So on the left, you should see this. Again, it does not need any kind of distribution because we're just multiplying. On the right, we will need to distribute. Okay, we will need to distribute. Okay, so okay, we good? Yay? Yay. Okay.